thought we'd chat about the upgrade I've put in my TD5 Defender in the last few weeks. I've added an iPad Air. It's about 5 years old, it's Wi-Fi only. As the standard radio was starting to get a little bit dated and well, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So that came out. In went the iPad. In the background there you can see there's a little black box with a few cables on it and a silver control knob. That's a stereo amplifier that Bluetooths directly to the iPad, which is very handy. So I've now got full stereo through the iPad, either for Sat Nav or for the radio. The iPad Air is mounted on RAM mounts. A little bit expensive, but really good quality. You might be able to get something cheaper, but this really does the job. You can throw the truck around on the road, doesn't move an inch. Really stable. I'll break it down in component form so you can see what I've got here, and I'll give you a few more details. There's a RAM mount X grip, I believe. It really puts a death grip on the iPad. There's no movement whatsoever, holds it securely. There are some additional brackets that go here and here, which I haven't put on. There's no need for the, I don't go off-roading, so it's not going to get chucked about extremely, and it's not moved an inch, as I said. But this is all fully adjustable. We're a little bit tight for space. I've got to get it high enough to miss the gear lever, but you can. It does. There's enough movement in it with the dash not blocking it too much for you still to be able to change gear, which is obviously convenient if it's in the right position. That's the clamp that locks the two balls together. That's fully adjustable within the scope of the dash and the gear lever in the truck, but you can mount it out the way quite successfully. You'll see the base has got 4 bolts. They mount through to a metal plate I've made that is sandwiched between the front of the truck. If you take that plastic shield off, which is a bit of a pig, but that came out okay. That's about an hour all round to take that out. But that's mounted really securely. You could tow a car from that. Not that you'd want to, but really secure. So I recommend the X grip and the RAM mounts. Expensive, but I won't need to buy it again. It's going to last forever. You can see the stereo amp I put in there. That just hooks straight into the original speakers that are in the truck. Only about £20–25 from Amazon. But that Bluetooth straight into the iPad, fire up the ignition, seconds, that's all it takes, literally seconds, and it's hooked into the Bluetooth on the iPad, and I can stream music or put the Sat Nav navigation calls through the speakers, so that's really good. I've gone for one with the volume control on the amplifier itself, so I still got manual control rather than having a fiddle to go into the iPad and adjust the volume. Yeah, that's what it's all tidy there. I made a little box to hide some of the electrics away. Can't quite see that, but that's underneath the amplifier. One thing I didn't realise, and I do now, Google Maps and I believe Apple navigation as well will not work with an iPad that's Wi-Fi only. Wi-Fi only, you're stuck. With a cellular iPad, even if you haven't got a SIM in there, it's got a GPS that quite happily talks to Google or Apple Maps all day long. Mine didn't. It took me a couple of days to work out my mistake. So what I've had to do is get an add-on unit. I've just mounted there in the old ashtray. It's a Garmin navigation system. It just passes on navigational information to the iPad. That's Bluetoothed in also to the iPad. So if the car's at latitude this, longitude that, that particular information at that time is sent directly to Google Maps, and that'll position you on the map. Really effective, and that locks in within seconds. That's another Amazon item. But yeah, all in all, that as a system works well. Not as cheap as I was hoping it was going to be, but yeah, it does work. All in all, this upgrade for the truck, I'm very happy with. Yeah, it gets me from A to B. I can play my music. Job's a good one. I'll add a link to all the items in the description. If you've got any comments, well, feel free to leave those. That's the satellite unit I'm using. It's a Garmin handheld. If you want to hold it in your hand, I've got it in the ashtray on my truck. Nice little unit. It's got a replaceable lithium-ion battery in it. Plugs into a mini USB port, so it's always being charged. Blue means it's Bluetoothed into the iPad. Green means it's locked into satellites. And when it's flashing yellow, it's charging. I'll do more of a review on this in another video, but it works a treat for me. So I'm going to hook it back into my car, ready for my next journey.